It's the all-new Sports Visions with Dale Williams and DJ Jones, your 1980 national champions. 1980 and 81 SEC champions, two damn good dogs.
Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I tell you, we're getting closer and closer to football season.
Count it down, DJ. Count it down. Smell that grass, lime, locker room. Let's ball, man.
Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to talk football. Also, we'll have an opportunity to talk about those Atlanta Braves. Man, we got some good news. All-Star break. We have 4 Atlanta Braves on the All-Star team. We'll let you know who they are. And you know, the King has landed in L.A., Dale, but they're also putting some pieces together around him and got a situation going on with the coach out there that needs to get adjusted.
Well, there's going to be a lot of adjustments, DJ. We'll see.
All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
If you're even thinking about a new car, you've got to come to Headquarter Nissan.
Because right now, you can get the lowest payments of the year.
New Sentras from just $129 a month.
Altimas from just $159 a month.
And Rogues from just $169 a month. And all backed by our value plan featuring a lifetime warranty with an unlimited amount of time and miles and more. Lease for less. Columbus is a Nissan town.
E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse has been your most trusted name in men's fashion for more than 50 years. We've offered the area's best selection of top quality, name brand suits, accessories, and casual wear at the most competitive prices around. Customer service is our top priority. We're the professionals generations have trusted for the best quality and absolutely the best deals. We are E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. We are simply the best.
There's something about music in the garden. That is why your garden, Columbus Botanical Garden, presents Rhapsody in Bloom, Jazz in the Garden, Sunday, July 22nd from 5 to 9 p.m. Hosted by Dee Armstrong and Wayne Hales, Rhapsody brings to you spectacular talent. Tickets are $25 for a single and $39.99 for a couple and may be purchased on our website. Make it a date night, make it a great night. Join us at Columbus Botanical Garden for Rhapsody in Bloom.
And welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. I think it's just only right to lead up with the Atlanta Braves. Again, 4 All-Stars. The Braves are in first place in the National League East. A terrific season so far.
Great season, DJ. I mean, to have 4 guys on the team. They hadn't had 4 people on the team since 2012. So really, you know, Freddie Freeman making his 3rd appearance. Nick McCarker's making his 1st appearance, DJ. Then our boy Ozzie Albies got beat out as a starter, but he still makes it as a reserve. You know, he got outvoted by the Slicks fielding second baseman, what's his name, Javier Baez.
Okay,
of
right.
Chicago Cubs. And, you know, we don't want to leave out, what's his name, Mike
F.
Don't
even butcher it. Oh, okay. I'll go with that. I'm not going to say it.
That's right, Fonovich.
But you know, the thing about Mike Fonovich, that's his name. We are terrible with the pronunciation of his name in particular. But the thing about him, it was such a surprise season. I know it was a surprise season for the Braves, but this guy, just a year ago, I mean, he's gone through a lot of adversities. But to make an All-Star team as a starting pitcher that's quite an accomplishment.
Great accomplishment, but really the other good accomplishment, DJ, he was voted in by the players. You know, 6-5 record, about 2.3 ERA, still playing good. 114 strikeouts, 17 starts. He's done a great job, DJ.
And, you know, one thing about it is that Acuna had, you know, it was so much hype with him coming in, and he did live up to the hype. And, of course, less this injury that he had. Braves could have had 5 starters on the All-Star team.
Could have easily had 5, DJ. And the other thing, and don't want to take away from Ozzie Albies' effort, even though he's going to be a reserve, DJ, he's the youngest player since Hank Aaron to make All-Star.
That's amazing. And, again, you know, hats off to Freddie Freeman. We've been talking for the last month and a half about how well he's been playing, and if the season ended in any particular week, especially now at the All-Star break, you know, this guy could be in contention for winning the MVP of the league.
Well, if he keeps on playing the way that he's playing and the Braves keep playing the way they're playing, you know, Atlanta gets a lot of airtime. You know, he get a lot of camera time. But if he consistently keeps on hitting the ball and being as consistent as he has been, he could do some great things.
And the Braves didn't fare too well, Dale, on that 10-game road trip, but get to start fresh this series.
They need to start fresh, DJ. 5-5 on the road and really didn't have the timely hits that they were getting when they were in Atlanta, DJ. But to start off the series with Toronto and end up with Arizona before the All-Star break, they need every one of these games.
Speaking of All-Star break, for those players who don't make the All-Star team, this is a great time to kick back. 162 games is a long time, and and it's a lot of wear and tear on the body. I can only imagine what some of the guys do. But you think about the breaks, the NBA All-Star breaks. You think about the Pro Bowl at the end of the year. In the midst of a baseball season, I think that. Do you think that there's much vacation? These guys go, on exotic vacations with the free time.
Well, I think they do. Really, you got the whole almost a week to do what you need to do. But boom, DJ, you still got to be back by Friday. So really, I'm like, man. 100 and something plus games before the break. Then now you got to probably play another 62, 82 games. It's hard, man. It's really hard.
Well, with so much travel involved, the last thing I would want to do if it was me, go and just jumping on another plane. I think I'd just, shut it down at the house and enjoy it, whatever city that I'm playing in, and but the travel's going to be out.
Yeah, that's going to be out, DJ. But the good thing about being a Major League Baseball player, you got enough money to go and do whatever you want to do.
Absolutely. Now, again, when you talk about, the backside of this All-Star break, man, I think that the Braves, they seem to be wearing down. And I know this is a long season. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon.
That's right.
And we're excited. Nobody thought that the Braves would be in this position that they're in right now. And I know nobody knew that they would have 4 players selected to the All-Star team.
Nobody knew that, DJ, but if you kind of want to give them a midterm grade at this point, DJ, you got to give them a B+ at least. Because, like you said something earlier, I think they're getting tired. And, you can see it. They really need this All-Star break to kind of refresh. But having young players, hopefully they can get rejuvenated and start back playing the way that they possibly can play. Because right now, going into the All-Star game, they're tied with the Philadelphia Phillies in. That's not going to be good to come back on a winning note, but really, they just need a spark.
Now, I mentioned earlier about the play of Freddie Freeman, but again, the skipper, Snitker, if this season ended right now, he would be my coach of the year.
No question about it, DJ. Even the whole Atlanta Braves organization, from the coach, the manager, to the general manager, they've done a great job with these guys, assembling these guys. But really, they really need a spark coming out of that All-Star break. If they can bring another kid up or somebody come off the bench. I like the Charlie Culberson piece, the guy out of Rome. He always brings a spark into the game, but they're going to need a spark, DJ.
A spark indeed. And we mentioned the All-Star game. It will be played July the 17th. In Nationals Park up in Washington, D.C., and that's a nice park.
It's a nice park. The 89th annual, DJ. They've been playing the All-Star game a long time. The good thing about it, they got good, fresh coaches, for as that concerned. But really, one of the good things about it, each year you get new guys being seen, new guys being exposed to this All-Star situation.
All right, we're going to take a short break. This is Sports Vision.
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
If you're even thinking about a new car, you've got to come to Headquarter Nissan.
Because right now you can get the lowest payments of the year.
New Sentras from just $129 a month.
Altimas from just $159 a month.
And Rogues from just $169 a month. And all backed by our value plan featuring a lifetime warranty with an unlimited amount of time and miles and more. Lease for less. Columbus is a Nissan town.
You're gonna do great.
Thanks, Dad.
Break a leg.
Affleck?
Not that kind of break.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Affleck?
Not that kind of hurt. Yeah, Affleck paid us cash in just one day to help with our car payments and mortgage.
Affleck!
Perfect timing. See how Affleck helps cover everyday expenses.
This is Academy Sports and Outdoors. We offer a huge sports and outdoors selection of top name brand gear like you've never seen. all at low prices like you've never seen. Because we're a sports and outdoor store like you've never seen. Until now. Now open in Columbus. Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less.
And welcome back to Sports Vision. Dale, the countdown has begun for SEC Media Days. We're only a few days out, and already there's a top story again with regards to the three best teams in the SEC having quarterback issues, if you want to say that. But, you know, some injuries there that they're going to go into the camp with. And more recently, Jake Fromm, University of Georgia starting quarterback, fractured his non-throwing hand, and obviously all the reports are that he's going to be fine. He never missed a beat. He went right back to throwing in the 7-on-7. But, you know, with Fromm's injury, and again, we had Tua over at Alabama with his injury during the spring, and Jarrett Stidham over at Auburn, man, that's a interesting scenario.
It is interesting, DJ, to have, you know, but, you know, at the same time, and we talked about this last week, you know, these guys, you need two quarterbacks. And really the Jake Fromm piece, he's been kind of brushed with some injuries here, not major injuries, DJ, but, you know, you don't need to give a guy a chance, Justin Fields, a chance to get on the field, because really I think he's going to play. And I think, you know, you got two quarterbacks over there at Alabama, you got two quarterbacks over there at Auburn that have potential to play, and they're looking for opportunities to play. So really I think it's going to be competitive for all those teams with quarterback, but it's also a good thing to have two quarterbacks, DJ.
Absolutely. And again, when you hear these injuries, and, again, when Tua had a broken index finger, and, of course, it required surgery, he didn't get any time during the spring. But, you know, one thing about when you talk about the University of Georgia situation, it's a little bit different, because I think even if Fromm wasn't injured or didn't have an injury, I think that Justin Fields, as you said, was going to have a package because of his ability to run and throw, and his football IQ is off the charts as far as a young freshman.
That's right.
And then he got on campus early enough to do that. Similar situation over at Alabama with Tua and, again, Jalen Hurts.
That's right.
But Stidham, he came in as a transfer. He transferred into the program, and he just played his way into the lineup, obviously, and he's the kind of quarterback that we knew could throw the ball downfield for Gus Malzahn, because he's got one of those high octane offenses, and he needs a guy that can deliver the deep ball.
That's right, he's got that guy. Stidham is that guy for Auburn, but at the same time, DJ, you know, the Willis kid, he's a flash and dash kind of guy that Gus loves, those slick quarterbacks, you know, good ball handlers, can run the option and can throw the ball. So I think really it's going to be interesting how that goes, but I think really we're in a system now, and using the baseball analogy, DJ, you got a starting pitcher and you got a closing pitcher, and whoever it takes to put into a game to win the game, that's what they're going to do.
Well, I tell you what, though, this 5-10 years ago, that was unheard of. You had your one guy that one voice in the locker room, in the huddle, it was important. But now, again, it's based on situations, as you said.
That's right.
The game has changed and evolved to these quarterbacks now that have different packages. You got the dual threat that obviously I'm a big fan of the dual threat guy, but at the same time, a guy that can manage the game, a guy who is really intelligent with making the decisions, that's very important too. And normally, that's the bad sign for the dual threat guy, where they said because he has so much talent that he gets out of control and loses himself.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think, even with the Jalen Hurts piece and Tua piece, I mean, really, I hope nobody don't ask this question, but somebody's going to ask this question at SEC Media Day. Who are you going to start at quarterback? And I can just see Nick hair raising up on the back of his head with that question. But that's going to be a question. That's a storyline.
Oh,
DJ.
yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be a storyline, and he has to get prepared to answer that question. I think really the thing is, I think Jalen Hurts gets the start because he's 26-2. I think Nick does not like to throw the ball around a lot, and Jalen Hurts really can manage the game real well. But I think really if he's not playing, I think Jalen Hurts knows that 2 hours right behind him to come in the game. But I don't see Nick Saban throwing the ball around, DJ.
Now, we just mentioned these three quarterbacks or these three schools in this situation, but one of the storylines of the season, of the 2018 season, are all the great quarterbacks that are coming back in the SEC. I know Fitzgerald down with Mississippi State is great. Your boy over at South Carolina, he's another one that's doing wonderful things. But it's just all in all, it's going to be a great situation as far as the quarterbacks are concerned?
Well, you know, you got to have those quarterbacks, and like I said, DJ, you got to get ready. And I think all these kids went by the same template that the Justin Fields go early, graduate from high school early, get into camp, do spring practice, stay the summer. But basically, experience-wise, you kind of, you know, other than the games, DJ, these kids are sophomores. You know, you got to look at Justin Fields almost as a sophomore, and you want to get ready to play real soon. And like you said, their IQs are off the charts.
The bottom line in wrapping up this particular segment is that these young quarterbacks today are getting so much more training than, again, 5, 10, even 15 years ago. These guys are coming in ready, and they have the opportunity to go on campus and early. Coming in, a lot of them enroll during the winter months, go through winter workouts, and they're there on campus for spring. And by the time that everybody gets to fall practice, these guys they're not freshmen. They're almost like sophomores.
That's like I said, they're sophomores right now, and then at the same time, you know, for just getting used to what they do, getting physically developed, you know, developing their throwing, being comfortable and being on campus, calling the plays, getting along with their teammates, all those things, they fit in big, DJ, if you're going to be a starting quarterback in the SEC.
Absolutely. I tell you what, we're going to take another short break. This is Sports Visions.
Building wealth is an innate desire we all possess. Whether you're raising a family, running a business, or starting a career, the best commitment you can possibly make today is to build wealth for your future. Now, more than ever, our innovation teamed with a personal approach to building wealth is the win we both are striving for. Trust in our commitment to help get you there. Citizens Trust Bank, a relationship you can bank on. Member FDIC.
This is Academy Sports and Outdoors. We offer a huge sports and outdoors selection of top name brand gear like you've never seen. All at low prices like you've never seen. Because we're a sports and outdoor store like you've never seen. Until now. Now open in Columbus. Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all for less.
Hey, Devin here, headquarters Nissan. I'm here with Erin. She's going to talk about this event that we got coming up that we really need your support. So, Erin?
All right, Devin, thank you. So on July 28th, actually the whole month of July, we are honoring and wrapping our arms around teachers. So what we have going on, if you are a teacher, you can come to Headquarters Nissan during the month of July, show your ID badge. If you spend over $50 in our service department on a repair order, we're going to, number one, give you 15% off that day's service. So that's big for our teachers. And also, while you're here, you can, we have a Titan in the showroom that's already getting stuffed with school supplies.
Right.
We're doing that for teachers, so bring in a donation. You can enter to win a 50-inch smart TV just by coming in and making a donation. Here's the other little part of that. We are going to award a Titan Teacher of the Year on July 28th. Go to WTVM.com, nominate a deserving teacher. We're going to give them a gift card for $500 toward their classroom supplies. We'll pull that winner on July 28th, and their school, the winning teacher's school, is going to get the entire contents of that Titan truck, school supplies.
So we don't just do deals. We also give back to community.
That's right.
Headquarters Nissan, we stay in the community. We support everybody, military, vets, and now teachers. So come on out to Headquarters Nissan, where it's the home of the lifetime warranty. You get $2,500 if your car gets stolen. You get key replacement. We got all kind of deals. We got stuff for everybody. We always have all kind of events. And Erin, tell them about our Friday event.
All right, so every month we pull one winner to win a prize. We've got iPads, NutriBullets, TVs, George Foreman grills. All you do for that is just come in, enter to win right here, stick your name in the ballot. The first Friday of each month, we pull one winner. I mean, it's just too easy, y'all.
So come on out to Headquarters Nissan. You get a deal, you get a deal, everybody get a deal at Headquarters Nissan.
And welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. I know that early on in the first part of the summer, we talked about, going to camp and how important it was for you as athletes out there, you young athletes that are watching this program, and the parents, of course, getting your kids involved with camps. Well, you know what? We're right here in the dead heat of summer, and if you haven't had the opportunity to enroll your kid to a camp, shame on you. Or kids, if you've been sitting back in the air conditioning playing video games and you say that you want to be the player that you want to be this year, shame on you if you hadn't gone to camp.
I mean, really, DJ, because really the opportunity was, as soon as school was out, the whole month of June is basically, set up for camps. And I mean, really, you know, from the Auburn to the Alabama to Troy State, I mean, you can go to camps in June, but you got to go in June. Now you're behind the 8 ball. Hopefully you've done some things. You hydrated during the summer. You've gotten stronger during the summer. You're with your high school team working out and getting better. Because really, we always say this, champions are made in the summer.
And parents, please don't get upset with the coaches because your kid hadn't been conditioning and working out this summer, and you expect to see them, especially I'm talking to the football parents out there right now because that's the next season that we're approaching. But if your kid all of a sudden, you know, wants to, you know, you want to go out now, I mean, obviously you missed the summer, and these schools have been training for weeks. I mean, you talk about getting up 8 o'clock in the morning, just about every coach that I've talked to in the Chattahoochee Valley, East Alabama, West Central Georgia, the high school football coaches had a system. They had a program where they were reporting on campus at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and they were staying half a day. And between the 7-on-7 and weightlifting and conditioning, all of that is necessary.
All of it is necessary, DJ. And like you said, man, you know, they've been getting up early in the morning. That kid that has been up, getting up, working out twice a day, working on his craft, working on his game, that's the kid that's probably going to end up playing, DJ. I don't care how much talent you have. If you have not been disciplined and did the work or put the work in this summer, don't look for anything good to happen. And, you know, I even have, you know, I have to agree with Coach Casey on this one, DJ. You get hurt and you pull muscles because you're out of shape. And you can't go back in, you can't go to camp and start off your football season not in shape because really you're going to be playing from behind.
Now, I got to tell you who Coach Casey is. Coach Casey was our strength and conditioning coach at the University of Georgia, and I know Dale, when he gets into that talking about Casey, it makes you forget about everything.
Oh yeah, it makes you forget about everything. But you got to be conditioned. You got to be in shape. And I really like the fact that, you know, some of these kids in some of these big time programs are keeping their football players there during the summer to get them ready. They end up graduating early, DJ. But one of the biggest things about the conditioning piece is big. And if you're not conditioned and ready to play on Labor Day, it's probably going to take you almost to Halloween to get in shape.
You know, one other thing too is that, you know, it's so much, you know, it's so many good things happening. You know, you got the team camps, you got the 7-on-7 camps, you got the individual workouts at your high school. That all of that, you know, it's no surprise that the Centrals of the world end up, you know, going to the state just about every year because again, when you talk about Jamie Dubose and that program, you know, as far as around here, it's the cream of the crop, and he is training those kids. I'm not talking about just, you know, the varsity, junior varsity or the freshman team. Anybody that wants to play football for Central has gone through the off-season program, training program. And again, you know, we had the opportunity to talk to several other local coaches.
That's right.
You know what? Even if you weren't in the playoffs last year, you can't even think about competing on that level unless you train properly.
That's right. You know, and it's like I remember what Mr. Drew said when we had lunch with Mr. Drew. We worked hard. In order to be good, you got to work. You got to put the work in, and, you know, it's really is no substitute for it. The team that works the hardest and the players that work the hardest, they're probably going to have the best results. It's real simple.
And again, for those of you who wondering who Mr. Drew is, Mr. Drew was our Pop Warner coach, a guy who was just awesome in our lives and, again, taught us the game at an early age. And we got to get Mr. Drew on television here, man, to talk a little.
Oh, yeah, I know. We probably have a better chance to get him on radio, DJ.
You're right about that. All right, we'll take a short break. This is Sports Vision.
Sports Vision, sponsored by Aflac, Chick-fil-A, Mel and Abe's, Styles by Denise, Jordan Girls, Taylor Funeral Home, Forrest P. Johnson and Associates, State Farm, Jimmy Watts Agency, and Dr. Jamie Winchester.
Honey, what are you doing?
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Building wealth is an innate desire we all possess. Whether you're raising a family, running a business, or starting a career, the best commitment you can possibly make today is to build wealth for your future. Now, more than ever, our innovation teamed with a personal approach to building wealth is the win we both are striving for. Trust in our commitment to help get you there. Citizens Trust Bank, a relationship you can bank on. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. And Dale, I tell you, man, again, I'm in my element. This time of year just really feels comfortable, because for a lot of years, man, and I want to say almost 20 years or at least 15 years, football season was such an integral part of our lives.
That's right, man. It was big time. And really, the work, it's hot, it's sweaty, but you're working at something. You're trying to make sure you're in the best condition. I mean, I remember those tests that we used to have by just coming back to make sure how good a shape that you were in, DJ. Really, the preparation now, you got to put in preparation. And really, it helps my preparation today as we get ready for the SEC Media Day. You got to be prepared and in shape.
And, Dale, the conditioning test was what I really couldn't deal with. I had to deal with them, but I hated it because, again, I love everything about football. The practicing, I love the goal line, the short yardage, the special teams practices. But those conditioning tests that we had to take coming off of the offseason, man, just to see if you were in shape. I can remember in Green Bay running, the quarters. We had 4 quarters, consecutive quarters to run. You run a quarter in a certain time, you get 3 minutes rest. Man, I hated it. And Georgia, University of Georgia, we had the mile, 1 + 1 mile. And, again, it was crazy. In Denver, we ran 40 yards. We had 12 to 15 40-yard dashes to run. Man, it was insignificant to me because, again, you can practice all day, but you can't pass that test.
Yeah, but the thing was it was very important to the coaches because they had to get an indicator, some kind of indicator on what kind of shape these guys in. And really, if you stay there during the summer, that's one reason you want to stay there in the summer. So when the season starts back, at least you're in a decent shape. And really, the coaches know what you've been doing during the summer. They can watch over you. They can run you, not really just watch over you because that's against NCAA rules now.
Oh, yeah, they can stand in the tower and watch. They can look up and,
They're going to make sure you're in shape and that you can do your job because, really, when it starts football practice, it is a pedal to the metal, DJ.
Today, what's different than when we were playing is there's so much specialized conditioning training. You got, all of these trainers or experts, gurus, all over. You see them in high school, college, and the professional ranks. And it takes away sometimes from your team training because, I know on the professional level in particularly, so many guys really believe in, their trainers and don't necessarily believe in what the conditioning coach for the team.
You got to be in shape, conditioning piece. And, we did our 7-on-7 and did all those things. And we didn't have to run. We didn't have to run as much as we did, but we didn't have to lift many weights. So really, it was either you're gonna run these hills today, or run these steps today, or we're gonna lift weights. Which one do you want to do? And really, we alternated every day. We were off on Friday. Basically, if you got up at 6:30 in the morning, and worked out, you could get off on Friday. But that was the only way you got an off day during the summer.
Well, you know what? I could not talk about conditioning if I didn't mention my old high school coach, Coach Wallace Davis at University of George Washington Carver High School. Now, his thing, man, was heels, conditioning, sprints. I'm talking about 50 wind sprints, 100 wind sprints, outlandish, crazy stuff that you wouldn't even think about today. But I just wanted to give you a plug, Coach. We appreciate you. But that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.
Be sure to check out our Facebook page, Sports Visions TV Show, or our website, www.sportsvisionsusa.com.